Hello, everybody! Woo! Muppet arms! Okay. Welcome to another session of the Fey Lie campaign here on the Dicecream Twitch channel. Very stoked that you took some time out of your busy day to come join us and as we be silly and make fart jokes in the fantasy setting, all that fun stuff. And experiment with blue cactus if you watched the last session. So just very quick, as always, subscribers, we love you. We appreciate you. If you want to be a subscriber of the Dicecream Twitch channel, would really appreciate it. Every week in the break portion of the session, we give away awesome set of dice or a dice tray or dice holder to one of our subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Use that Twitch free Prime sub, whatever you need to do, and you yourself could win some cool, legit D&D stuff every week. So really appreciate that. Also, another quick thing, a little teaser announcement I'm going to throw at you real quick right here. I'm going to be announcing a pretty fun, cool project that I've been working on for the last couple weeks that's going to start at the end of October. It has something to do with doing a campaign, the new campaign, the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, for viewers and for followers and fans and stuff like that. So a lot of you have been asking me how you can get me as a DM for your games or play with me through all the content I've made. And this might be your chance to do so. So look for that post tomorrow on @Dicecream Sandwich on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, and find out info for that there. But we'll not keep you any longer here with our third session of the Fey Lie here. Just quickly go through everyone's introductions really quick, as always. And we'll start with Ozzy.
G'day, guys. I'm Ollie, also known as the Aussie Warlock on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm playing our favorite robotic boy, Galahad 5.
The ass cheeks, man.
Humongous. They clank.
Robo cheeks.
The clapper. And up next, we got Yerby.
Hey everybody, I'm Yerpy11. I am on TikTok at Yerpy11 and on Instagram at Yerpy11. I make shiny clickety-clackety math rocks that allow us to play these wonderful tabletop role-playing games. And if you guys like to see people make things, particularly with resin, then go check me out on all of those platforms because I have a fun time doing it, so therefore you'll have a fun time watching me. That's how it works, right?
And congrats on your new your pre-sale Etsy stuff that you did. That went super well.
Yeah, I sold out in 11 minutes, all 12 sets of dice, which is a new record for me. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congrats, Yerby. And up next, Super Goat.
Why, yes, this is I, Mustafa, name so nice you gotta say it twice, aka the Super Goat. You can find me on TikTok doing all the fun things, as well as over at the Bard Community College, where I run the Super Splash of Color series, where I play D&D with wonderful people of color. So hop on by when you're not watching me here over at Dicecream Sandwich channel. It's a fun time.
Love Shando, love D&D Mom. Awesome channel to be a part of. And up next, we got Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley, otherwise known as Red Queen Hales on TikTok and Instagram. I'm your average artist and also cosplayer. I currently do commissions, but my queue is currently closed, but I'm hopeful that they'll be opening up soon by the end of October. So if you see some D&D art, know that it was probably me here in this stream. Yay!
You are above average, and I will stand by that.
Don't you
100%.
compliment me, you know I don't know how to react.
You son of a bitch.
With pain and fire.
Is that a compliment? I need a con save now.
Quick!
and last but certainly not least, Corso.
Hey everybody, I'm Corso, D&D Corso on TikTok and Twitch. Every Monday I run Melee Ball, which is a football meets Quidditch game of D&D. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Outside of that, I'm playing Nebula Gravicon, a changeling paladin in this game, and it's about to get weird.
It's going down. All right, thank you guys. Well, Let's get to it, everybody. Let's dive right into session 3 of the Fey Lie. So, last we left off, the party, having finished their initial investigation of Deerhole Prison, went off to the Cobblepot Tavern and Inn, where your friend and top recruiter of the Citizens Watch, Albie Shutterstone, offered you a place to stay for the night. With Nebula still not having shown his true face, continued his disguise as the Crown's Guard Watchmaster Bram, until he noticed that members of the city were kind of giving him signs of recognition. So you decided to switch back to your human form pretty promptly afterwards. But once you arrived at the Cobblepot Inn, you quickly discovered that this place seemed more like a dilapidated hostel than an actual working top-tier tavern and inn. That is also, in fact, run solely by your and apparently very inebriated friend, the gnome Shutterstone. After some shenanigans and hijinks involving some magical butterflies, Galahad crashing into a flight of stairs, Phelan with style and grace, and Phelan, although being this big bugbear, silent as the grave, able to steal some coin off of some tables, you eventually went up to your less than stellar rooms to sleep for the night. During your night's rest, few things occurred. Margot and Nebula had a bit of a reuniting of sorts, with Nebula showing his true identity to Margot, revealing a common past between the two. And Galahad, asleep on the stairs, apparently had heard the whole conversation, because Warforged don't really sleep. But that is unbeknownst to all of you. Jules Hendricks, having also been visited by some sort of spirit entity that came out of her body during the night, revealing a complicated past of their own. But the next morning, you continued your investigation of this prison break, trying to find out where this Goliath, female Goliath known as Skins, may have gone off to. After visiting a master tinkerer and a herbal shop, your next stop involved visiting a red brick building that specializes in blasting powder called Firework Facility. And it was here you had just run into a very familiar face walking out of that location, your good friend, Washburn Breedlove.
All my homies hate
Washburn.
So, again, for the folks at home, opening up this dusty old redwood door, this man with salt, pepper, long hair, kind of tied off in a ponytail at the top, big black trench coat, black leather surrounding his entire body, scars all over his body, had a big red scar around his throat, talks in this very raspy, quieted voice, sort of walks towards you as you two are almost kind of make eye to eye when you're a few feet apart, and just looked up at you all and, oh, fuck.
Hello again.
Hello, Tin Man.
Hello, friend. It's nice to see you again. What brings you by here? We thought, our paths wouldn't necessarily cross in this journey.
Kind of was hoping for that part, too.
Yeah. Didn't know you were a frequenter of the firework facility.
Well, as I said before, you're not the only one trying to suss out where this Goliath may have gone off to.
And so yeah, you don't. It's not. This is not your regular hideout, if you will. Not your regular place of chilling. You see what I did there? I said chilling because it's an explosive place. Fire.
Oh.
Crack a smile. Yeah.
That's funny. I like that. That's just
Margot just like marches right up to Washburn right in the face. And she just doesn't say anything. She just like intimidating, like stands like right in front of him. Just
You have a
Nebula, he's
really
doing the
weird problem with personal space, don't you?
You are hiding something, aren't you?
Hiding?
Does anybody remember those nice pieces of paper he was slipping into his pocket? Or is it just me? Or is he just playing as dumb as he looks?
I do recall that. Yes.
I don't think he's playing at being dumb, to be completely honest.
Oh, so he's just an idiot then. I'm glad we agree.
You two are just saying these things to each other, almost touching noses.
Oh, at this point, I just imagine they're like forehead against forehead, just like.
Galahad's gonna take the third angle and lean in real close.
And he also has a really nice beard.
Don't compliment him, Galahad. That's the
Oh,
exact
sorry, was
opposite.
that not what I was supposed to do? I thought. Oh.
Nebula is going to be, since Nebula was at the back of the pack at this point, because he had drifted to the back to observe everyone, he's a little suspicious of just like this whole situation, and would essentially be trying to judge whether or not Washburn is being honest with us. I'm not talking to him. I'm just body language. I'm looking at him and I'm taking in all of the little details of what he's saying. So
right now, what form are you currently?
I am in Nebula's form because he's dropped
You
that
in the
now.
true Nebula form. Cool.
Yeah.
So sussing that out, kind of looking as you guys have this confrontation and continuing his talk from you, Margot, talk about suspicion being shady. Well, I'm not the one that disguised himself as Watchmaster Bram, now am I?
You're definitely disguising yourself, though. It's not every day somebody's eyes blink horizontally, do they?
And really, is it my fault that you fell for it?
Wait, is Nebula saying this to Margot or to Washburn?
To Washburn.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, he's your boss after all, and judging by what I can detect from your person, I'm not sure. I'm weird.
He's not human.
As they're saying all of this...
So I assumed... So have you?
Sorry there, Corso.
That was really cool when you
hilariously
just froze time.
froze in place as he said that. You're like, I am.
Okay.
So we'll take that back and just repeat what you said, please.
And really, is it really my fault? I'm saying this to Washburn, that you weren't able to detect it. I mean, I figured someone such as yourself, because I have a feeling from what I gathered here, you and I are both oddities around here. I figured you might be better at, I don't know, sniffing out an imposter.
What made you think I didn't even know who you were? At the time, you were not exactly wearing the proper clothes of Bram.
I do need to work on that.
Yeah, I'd say so. Now,
I'll just bump into Jules real quick and hand her a gold coin and say, my money is on Margot and Washburn kissing, but if not, we'll see if Nebula gets in first. You know, that's just...
And as for you,
Not sure what you're implying.
Dragonborn, I would appreciate it if you could get out of my face.
She's not going to say anything. She's just going to push him back.
Stumbles back a minute. And at this point, Zera, who's come with you, is kind of sidily walking around to the other side of Washburn, kind of getting, sort of flanking him a bit, getting, covering his back, sort of covering on all sides. You kind of push him back. Has that look in his eye, very similar to when you had a confrontation at the Deerhole prison. He looks back behind him, sort of noticing Zera slowly just kind of coming into position. You can see visibly he's like trying to hold something back. Now go back to that check you were talking about before, Corso. Trying to determine if he's got anything, ulterior motives or anything going on. Roll an insight check.
All right. Digital dice don't fail me now. That is that's
Washburn was the
road with a
imposter.
10.
10. So you're kind of looking at him. Just, again, this is purely just going off of vibes, going off of body gestures, posturing. Hiding something? I mean, who's really truthful at first glance these days, especially in this time of era? I mean, everyone's hiding something. You haven't really been led to believe hasn't been really given away or asked anything that made him uncomfortable. He's always just had this very stoic presence that's kind of hard to rattle. So it's a little hard to read at the moment.
Can I roll to intimidate? Not to do anything to him, but to just like have that like ominous presence be stronger than him. I refuse to be less than Washburn. I refuse.
I don't care what it is. I'm better than him in all of it.
He does have a nice beard, though.
Galahad, no! Like,
And
at
as
this point,
Galahad kind of made that compliment about his beard, just kind of looks at him, is just like, just kind of gives this nod, like, oh, that guy's not bad after all. But as you like giving that intimidating presence, you don't necessarily have to roll. You are a very intimidating person, Margot. You are standing your ground. You are showing that you are just
so you know, out of curiosity, I rolled an 18 and I have a +4 to intimidation, so it would have been a 22.
Oh yes, you are putting off those vibes, definitely. To intimidate him would have to be, you have to incur some sort of action to do so, but just your presence, like even like, yeah, rolling that high and just, but in general, like you are very intimidating. There's a reason why, I mean, it's hard to judge at this point, but this man being this standoffish, I mean, there's a reason he hasn't tried anything. You know what I mean?
Bitch better think.
Either. So there is a kind of, there's just this unspoken vibe between you two that's like, he's not pressing forward or like trying anything, and neither are you. So there's this kind of mutual respect going on of like who's gonna blink first, and nobody is really, you're playing a game of chicken here, and no one's moving first. But you push him back. Zara kind of coming from behind looks back. Just this subtle growl is kind of coming up beneath his breath. Look, I don't want to do this right now, okay? Bram is offering a little extra coin to come up with any evidence that can connect those responsible to this jailbreak and to any crimes that might be related to it. I intend to pick up on that extra coin, and if I'm the one to find her first, then all the better. But you better not ever touch me again.
She's just gonna like smile, like with her fangs like obviously showing, and she goes, "Is that a challenge?"
I'm not the one that touched me first.
You
don't touch yourself?
Please tell me that was in character. That
That had to be 100% in character from the
100%.
Bugbear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think bugbears had a sense of humor.
At this little break in things, Nebula's going to stride forward now in that sort of like break of tension from that joke. And he's going to step up shoulder to shoulder with Margot and say, look, it seems like we're in a little bit of a race then. You have your methods and we are following ours. So long as we can assume that you're not getting in our way, I'd say it's fair we don't get in yours. It looked like you were just leaving. Yes?
was just leaving.
Hoping to leave in peace, but
Threaten me again and there will never be peace between us ever.
I have not threatened you, my dear. You're the one that laid your hands on me.
You
I just ask that you respect my space and kindly move out of my way. If you want to stay out of my way, I will gladly stay out of yours, but as for right now, this person is in my way.
You're more than welcome to walk around. You have working legs, or unless you're that stupid, you can't seem to use them in the moment.
Phelan will come up to Margot and try and whisper in her ear, if we let him go now, maybe we can get more information or follow him and still beat him that way.
At this point, Margot's just gonna look over at Phelan. And she's just gonna look forward at Washburn. And she's just gonna kind of straighten herself back and just kind of cross her arms and just...
You're standing your ground, staying there?
She's standing exactly the same. She's just waving Washburn off like, be gone.
And Nebula will take a step back so there's no space. There is space in front of him to get away.
Galahad will do the same. Like a little nice little wave.
That hurt you, Galahad. Dang, you got to move away from that nice beard. Oof.
It's just so good.
He kind of strokes the beard a bit. It's big, long, bushy salt and pepper beard that kind of comes down to a bit, like right there. I wonder what brought a bunch of capable magic users all the way into Hubberduke.
I can help you with that answer. It's the coin. Yes.
I suspect that if you want to get that extra coin, you better move. Lest you lose to us.
And Nebula's going to move towards the door that he just came out and place his hand on the handle. And as he goes to turn it, he'll pause and say, well, sounds like the race is on. Oh, by the way, is there anything I should know about before I head on in? And this is directed at Washburn, kind of as this moment of
And then he just starts walking forward, not answering you, and walks towards Margot. And as he's just about to shoulder clip her, under his breath just mutters, "Filthy magic user," and bumps into your shoulder.
Oh, she's gonna whip around and just grab him by the neck.
You whip around, grab him by the neck. He grabs it and starts falling backward with your hand trying to break free. Zara comes behind him and wraps his arms around Washburn and kind of holds him back and calms him down. And this rage starts to get over him, and the arms are keeping him in there. Those eyes start to change again, and slits come into his pupils, and all of a sudden he goes and bites Zara's forearm. Any armor, any material there bites it clean through. Zara bites forward. And just staying his ground. There's this very thin tension in the air. And then coming from inside of the Firemark facility, you see a gnome guard come out. Saying, hey, what's the trouble here? What's going on?
Did he come out the door that I just had my hand on?
Yeah, this guard just kind of pushes it forward. So the force of the door kind of, whoa, you didn't expect someone that was inside to come out.
Yeah.
You step aside for a second and just saying this out loud. Washburn looks over.
Margot's on her hackles. At this point, if she was a cat, her entire back, You feel
Yeah,
like
you
the
are
air-
like ready to go right
the
now.
air around her almost feels warm, like you walked into like a sauna. Like just basically, there's like almost visible steam coming off, of, like tendriling off of her hair.
Yeah,
Jules
as soon
is
as he
also
spits,
prepared to fight. Jules is
Yeah.
also just set to go.
yeah,
Nice.
you all just start taking kind of like a readying stance, like, whoa, is this about to go down?
Galahad's gonna step between the two groups and just be like,
I think we just had a slight disagreement, but it's okay. We're all good. We're all friends here. And I think Mr. Washburn was just leaving.
I don't think it's necessary for us to continue this conversation, and we should move on.
and Galahad like very tentatively like pats Washburn's shoulder in like a very like, you know, like there's like a, you know, like angry cats where you're like, please come. I don't mean like that.
Yeah, you kind of put the metal hand on their shoulder. Just like reacts to it very instantly, like very in a sensitive motion. And just like walks out of your way, Margot. and-
Hold on. Before he leaves, Margot's gonna cast Cantrip of Message, and she's gonna give Washburn. She's like, next time I see you, if you do that again, I will kill you. You're lucky you walked away this time, but next time you won't be.
And you kind of see Washburn as he's walking around Margot, kind of take a few steps and then kind of stops for a second. And then starts walking off into the distance.
Bye, Mr. Washburn.
And with that, Jules is going to turn to the rest of the party and say, let's go, we've wasted enough time, and is going to march straight towards the door and walk right past Nebula into it.
And the little guard that just came out, you're gonna walk past him?
Is question is a very trigger happy angry red dragon in an explosive shop a good idea right now?
Probably
Yes.
not. Probably not.
I can't see anything that could ever go wrong in that scenario.
I know, right?
Best for intimidation.
I'm just thinking it could be a jolly good time.
At least we
There.
encountered him before we walked into the building.
At this point, Margot's like claws, like she just keeps like. Have you ever had it where like you're so frustrated you just like keep flexing your fingers? Like, she's
Yeah.
very mad she didn't sink her claws into him. She's very upset at this.
Yeah, those heat waves are kind of emanating from your body that just like kind of raise the temperature around you. Kind of like when you on a hot day when you look at a tarmac road, the wavy lines coming off of the street. That kind of sensation is happening all around Margot right now.
So Nebula is, I guess, in game. Then gonna say. So first off, let me understand. Jules is walking past me. There's a guard in front of me, and then everyone else like.
So right now, Jules is walking like, let's just get on with this, like kind of in a frustrated huff, and has walked right to the guard, and that's kind of like where we're at right now. Hasn't gone past
Okay.
the guard just yet because the guard is standing the ground at the moment.
Okay, and so Nebula is gonna say, agreed to Jules, and then turn back over to Margot and go, hey, fiery rage. That pointing at your hand, like flexing and whatnot, that fine. That pointing at like your steam, not so. Explosives, fire, not our best play. Not our best play of the day, you know what I'm saying?
It's a shame he wasn't inside when we met. I would have quite loved to explode his face off.
His face and potentially whatever we're here for.
Oh, right.
Also, I'm fairly certain that the amount of explosives contained in that factory would be more than sufficient to destroy the entire group.
That would be an insight.
See? He's running the calculations.
That's a test worth trying. Maybe some other day.
At this point, Margot's just like trying to like keep some sort of regality to like centering herself again, but you can tell she's struggling. She's struggling.
Let
So
us get through this building and I will find something you can blow up. I promise.
I suppose if quite possibly there is the potential in the future to blow up Washburn, I can center myself again enough to continue.
Perfect.
We'll work with it.
Okay, so we
It
go
can't just be me.
to Jules. Walked up to the guard as you kind of handed that conversation as she's kind of walked up the guard, and you're about to walk past him, and the guard just kind of stands like, hey, this is a restricted access, okay? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
And I'm gonna flash my badge. We're here for the same reason that he was, except for we're here to do it correctly.
Margot like smiles, but like just like the twitch, like a small twitch out of the corner.
Well, that may be so. We're very happy that you've chosen to help out with the investigation. But there is a little small thing of we have installed a new toll fee just to going into these buildings, just to kind of pay your homage to the Crown's Guard Watch, and just to make sure we're all on the up and up here. You know what I mean?
Will that be
As acting members
yes.
of the Crown's Guard, we would be exempt from such a rule.
Exactly.
That may be so, but a few things have been not making sense lately. We heard there was someone impersonating Watchmaster Bram and all that. Just,
No one would do such a thing. You know what? As members of the Crown's Guard, we will suss out that miscreant.
Margot's just really frustrated at this point. Can she just let out like a low growl? Just like an intimidating low growl to just be like, let us in.
When Nebula says that, Jules gives him a very obvious like, and then
I've
realizes-
played Skyrim. Get out of here.
Yeah, roll intimidation, Margot.
How much is the fee?
Oh, it's around 15 gold, my friend.
That is a 19.
So saying all this, looking at sort of Jules right in the face of the guard, and
Jules is probably looking up to
Yeah.
the guard, honestly.
looking up at the guard, but like clearly visibly pissed off. And even so, like as you said that, like trying to shove through, that sickly kind of green energy kind of starts misting off of your eyes as you get kind of more intense. And then behind you, Margot just goes like in Dragonborn, basically saying, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" But in Dragonborn, it's this guttural roar just comes out, and the guard just looks at your eyes, the other party kind of looking on. Kind of get the sense that maybe he was trying to shake you down for some extra coin coming inside. Right away. Yes, of course. Just kind of just slides out of to the side, moves over to the side to let you all in, kind of has his head down with his spear up.
Thank you for your service.
As Margot walks past him, she doesn't even acknowledge him. She just tilts her head even higher.
Yeah, Jules doesn't acknowledge him either.
I'm just, Phelan's gonna start tucking 15 gold back into his pouch as we walk back in. Like, oh, okay, cool.
And as Nebula, so I guess Nebula would be the last one to walk in then as everyone goes in, and he's just like, some people, you know.
What you gonna do, eh?
And just, walks in at the back of the pack.
Okay.
Are we
So that's
walking down a hallway currently now?
So right now you're walking through the front door into this kind of compound. Like I said before, it's a red and brown brick building. It's a lot larger than you thought of. It has this black iron roof kind of stretching over a massive compound. So it's not just like a little shop, like it's kind of like a big facility. And as soon as you open that door, you have that scent of sulfur blasting powder that smelled very familiar from the prison cell that was kind of faint on the air at the time.
As we walk in, Jules is going to kind of drop back to Zara, and she's going to turn to him and ask, "Are you all right? That bite didn't look good."
Yeah, yes, I did. I wasn't really sure. what that was all about. I just thought I could subdue him for a little bit and give Margot kind of a little bit of a one-upmanship, but yeah, that's really smart.
May I roll?
Fight somebody, honestly.
May I roll an Arcana check to see if I recognize what that whole situation was?
Sure. Roll Arcana check.
Okay.
People.
About to be.
That's a nat 20 plus 5.
Oh my.
5.
Oh my. Oh.
Magic.
So you look over the bite. You're just kind of like, "Hey Zara, let me just see that for a minute." And Zara just goes, "Yes, of course. God, who bites somebody? That's really odd." Looks at his forearm, and you're looking at the bite, kind of taking off kind of the little leather forearm armor that they had on. You're looking at the bite. You're trying to check it for anything magical, anything that might have pertained to the arcane arts. Unfortunately, there is no magic detected within the bite. It just seems like a normal bite mark. It has a few, like the puncture wounds inside of it, look a bit bigger than a human's mouth, which is strange. But again, you can kind of tap into your innate abilities to just try to see if there's any magical sensations coming off this thing, and you're not able to really deduce any.
I feel like as a shape changer, plus being at the back, they've just essentially stopped in front of me to look at that. As another shape changer, would Nebula recognize what he's just seen? Like some kind of check.
Yeah, I would say. So you're trying to determine if this is any kind of shape changer. Roll a animal handling check.
I feel like I have a hunch of what's going on, but I don't want to say it.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, that's only a 9.
9. Yeah, so you go over, again, kind of, they're talking out loud, so you kind of hear Jules inspect this, looking for any kind of arcane markings. Doesn't seem to find any. It kind of stays in conversation, like, "Oh, you seem to be fine with no magical residue or anything on there." You hearing that, you're like, "Okay, well, it's not magical. Like maybe like an animal bite." And then you look at the bite as well. You're like, "Let me see that too." Kind of going over it.
I am technically a beast as well, too, considering I'm a dragon. I wonder if there's anything I could do to recognize it, but I'm not like a...
Well, there's only so many checks you can do on one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have 5 people all like, insight. But with this second check, kind of getting a 9, like again, looking at it, you kind of look it over, and again, it's just odd. There's no magical residue. There's, the blood that was coming out seemed to have stopped. Nothing out of the ordinary necessarily, but again, just the initial puncture marks inside of it
are pretty big.
Bigger than what a human's would do. Because everyone's seen what like a human bite looks like.
Yeah, and we could even say that was in like Nebula's head, especially with a 9. Like he saw them looking and he just glanced over and was just kind of like, huh.
That's
gonna note that, like that's...
Yeah.
This isn't anything that's...
Definitely you get a little bit of like, that's suspicious. That's odd.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Guys, you're driving me crazy because I think I know what it is. Everything's fine.
So we're inside now.
Yeah, so you're in this giant sort of blasting powder facility. Various people at different tables kind of working on things, but there's one kind of prominent figure as you kind of go through this initial hallway that just opens up into this big open space. And you see a male gnome with a smock on, scorch marks everywhere, big leather gloves on, big honking boots, like really tough hide pants, kind of these big goggles on their face as they're kind of working some sort of contraption. Hard to make out what it is at first. Could be a bomb, device of some kind. and just kind of like very enveloped in their work, and just kind of there's just like soot and blasting powder kind of all over the place. See some kegs behind them full of black powder around them as well.
Well, figure they might know what's going on.
That's true. That's true.
Ask them.
And as you guys are kind of like coming up to the front, he's just instinctively working something. He's like, "Yes, hello. What would you like?"
Yes, we were sent. We were told that here would probably be the best place to ask. Clef Tinker, the master Tinker Clef, told us that this might be where we can find where these explosives were made.
All right. Yes, you were like the 5th person to visit me today. You heard about that prison break? Yes.
Yes, the 5th.
But we're
All right. Well, what is it that you want?
Were the explosives made here?
Explode? No, that could not happen. I don't. Look, people have been coming in all day asking me about residue and explosions, things like that, but
Yes.
there's no way that anything could have been taken from here. I mean, like, I do the ledgers myself every morning, okay? And such a thing could not ever happen, okay? It's all accounted for, okay? We have a very impressive guard force that helps watch over this facility. The
With
importance
all
of the work done here.
respect, sir, we have a job to do and we're trying to do it. You have a job to do that you may have messed up. It seems as though you may be covering for a mistake that you may have made. Now, may we see the ledgers, please?
What she said.
Fair enough, okay, all right.
Thank you.
He kind of goes over, he's like, starts speaking in a Gnomish language, talking to a worker off far. He's like, basically, does anyone here speak Gnomish, by the way?
No.
Oh,
Galahad. There you go.
Oh.
So,
I
speaking in
got
his native
subtitles.
Notice, yeah, you can see the subtitles underneath the gnome worker and his smock and his goggles as he puts them up, blasting powder kind of all over his face. Starts speaking in his gnomish native tongue. And the rest of you don't even know what he's saying. But Galahad, you're able to put it together. And he basically says, like, hey, did Simnian, did he checked, he's the one that was on the ledgers, right? He went through the books, everything's accounted for, yes? We'll bring them out again. These people want to look at it again, I guess. I know, I have not checked it yet, no. But he said it was fine. Well, just bring it here so these people can just get out of their goddamn hair so we can get back to work, okay? The Kryn dynasty isn't going to crumble over nothing. Just 1 second. He's coming with the letters for you, okay?
yes.
Thank you very much.
He just kind of
Yeah.
takes back his
Gnomish.
device and he just starts working on it again.
What are you making, my friend?
What does it look like? Bomb. Big bomb.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very nice. Okay, that's very cool.
After all, the Kryn dynasty isn't going to crumble itself.
Yes, that is true. Those damn. This war has been going on for way too long, my friend. We need to crush them, and we need to crush them now.
Phelan, you still have that piece of iron from the prison site, don't you?
I do indeed, yes.
Sir, would you happen to recognize this type of metal?
Hello. Yeah, let me see.
Hand it over. Yeah, there you go, friend.
Looks over the piece of metal. Bronze. Nothing but diamond. I'm not too sure. This looks like it could have been an explosive seed of some kind.
Does it look similar to anything that you would make here?
That would make here. No, this is a bit crude. I mean, we are the biggest supplier of blasting powder, so whoever needed to put the explosiveness in this thing probably get it from here. But like I said, the guards here are sharp as tacks. There's no way someone could get in here. And as that happens,
What
the
about
gnome from the other. Oh, sorry.
What about the blueprints to said device? Could those have been taken, either now or in the past? Do you keep as tight of a lock and key on them as you do your devices?
And as you say that, the gnome worker who kind of seen it too comes over, Semnian. So they are here. Check them yourself. There might be some discrepancies, actually. I think Semnian, not Semnian, Ragor, I think he might have made a mistake on the ledgers. There's something missing here. He goes, what? What do you mean there's something missing? And he takes it over the ledgers. And he starts combing through them very violently, just like, what the? No.
Galahad's just gonna suddenly lean over
Scam that punk real quick.
Analyzing. I can't read.
Enhance.
I can't read. That's not how that works.
And as he goes over them, it's like, but these are the ones. And again, he says this in Gnomish. Only Galahad sees this, but he talks to his gnome guard. He's like, this is Nima's work, though. What? Nima has been sick for the last 3 weeks.
Where would we be able to find this, Nima?
Is that in Gnomish or common?
It's in common.
Okay.
He goes off and you interrupt him. He goes, he's just kind of surprised for a minute. Thank you, that'll be all.
Margot leans over to Jules and she goes, is it just me or does he seem surprised?
Look,
Oh no. We
Oh,
can't.
you're muted, I think, Yerpy.
Am I just too quiet? I may have just been too quiet.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not the best at reading people, so I'm going to go off of your judgment here.
It almost seems like he doesn't like admitting that he got caught in a mistake.
No one ever does.
Look, there's all of my stuff and my work has been accounted for, but there is a very talented artist in that works out of here, Nima. Some of her things are not as accounted for as the others, but she's been sick, you see, for the last 3 weeks. She's not been here. For what we
But
know,
you
the
have
illness-
information logged from her.
well, from what we know, their illness is pretty serious.
What precisely
where can we find
of
this Nima?
hers is missing?
Kind of goes over it. Just seems to be some blasting powder that was unaccounted for a couple of weeks ago. Some shipments got lost.
And Phelan, did you want to say something?
Yes. Where can we find this Nima? Maybe we can at least visit and see if we can help her with her sickness,
You could help her with her sickness?
Something else.
Oh no, just do a friendly visit and see if the city guard can help with anything,
Jules again is looking at Phelan very confused.
Wait, no, it just hold on a sec. Can you help her? Can you make her better?
Well, we don't know what's going on. We just want to see what is going on. Maybe this sickness is something the city guard needs to contain, right? Maybe it's contagious. If it is, we want to make sure we get it all sorted out. That way we can talk to Nima a little bit, you see.
If you help us, I promise to do my best to make sure Nima gets better.
He's so precious.
He kind of takes a second to himself and
I physically think I just ate sugar.
looks himself at the thought of you helping Nima with his disease. Clearly, there's some sort of special connection there that you're not quite sure of. Look, I will tell you where her house is. If any of you can, I'll tell you where her house is. But if you can heal her, help her with whatever illness there is, I can gift you something. I will help you here. And she kind of looks around and just takes just kind of a leftover pouch from nearby and just goes over to a drum and just scoops in some black powder. He's like, look, blasting powder from the Firemarks facility. I will gift you this if you promise me that you will help her with her illness, if you will heal her and bring her back.
I'll do everything in my power.
He has a lot of power.
Galahad,
This
what are
feels
you
extreme.
promising?
Galahad, like, at that comment, does like a little mechanical flex.
This feels extremely irresponsible for you to be giving us this words. This seems extremely irresponsible for you to be giving us this blasting powder.
But also, it seems incredibly interesting considering I'm a lighting match.
You might not want to do that in here, please.
Point.
Oh, not here, but I definitely have somebody I think could use a healthy coating of it in the future.
Look, you said you were with the Guards Watch, yes?
Yes.
You're part of the Crown's Watch as a Hubber Duke, working for the Dwendalian Empire. You're looking out for our best interests, yes?
That is correct.
Then I should have no problem gifting you this if it means you're going to serve for the greater good.
That is.
Are you not serving the greater good?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. No.
Serving the Crown's Watch.
Whoops.
Margot holds out her hand for the pouch and she's like, only the great is good.
My own personal badge, please be careful with it, all right? If this will help you ascertain my friend, I'm happy to give it over, but please heal her, please.
Let it be known I do not take bribery without trying to hold up my end of the bargain.
He hands you over a pouch of blasting powder. I'm going to send you the stats of such.
Yay, stats.
Sorry, y'all, if anybody else wanted that, I just was like, ooh, sparky, sparky.
What? The explosives go to the fire person? That's wild.
That's kind of suspicious. That's weird.
That's weird.
According to my calculations, Margot's chance of spontaneously combusting has increased by 37%.
Okay, so Galahad, how far do I have to be out of range? How far away do I have to walk from Margot to not get exploded?
As far away as physically possible.
Okay, we're all gonna die. Perfect.
So, as he hands you the blasting powder, it'll just kind of go over the make of it, but basically, you know, in his own way, telling you kind of how this works for the game's sake. So this volatile alchemical powder comes in a small pouch. When ignited by an open flame or fuse, the powder explodes. Each creature within 5 feet of the exploding pouch must make a dexterity saving throw, taking 3d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. A character can bind multiple pouches of blasting powder together, so they explode at the same time. Each additional pouch increases the damage by 1d6, with a maximum of 10d6, and the blast radius by 5 feet for a maximum of 20 feet.
That's very nice. That's very, very nice.
I'm gonna be King Explosion Murder.
Galahad's gonna just kneel down next to the gnome and inquire.
So, where can we find this Nima?
Did the Crown's Watch give you a map or anything like that?
We have a map. Perhaps you could mark it.
Thank you. And he'll take it, and he'll just kind of like, with some black soot, just draw a circle around where the house is located. And he kind of signals the northern part of the iron lot on the map side. So it's kind of like to the northwest side of town.
Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Okay, and like I said, if you can get her attention or anything, it would mean a lot. We tried to visit her, but she won't let anyone in. And she's notably fearful of how bad the illness is, so she doesn't want to contaminate any of us, but that's why this is kind of a serious thing. If you have any ability to help heal her, please.
She'll let us in.
All right.
Yeah. We'll do our best.
Thank you.
As we...
So
I'll
we've
start
got-
walking out at that point.
Yeah, so we've got the powder, we've got the map. Shall we?
Let's.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll turn to my good friend Jules and say, I don't have any healing magic, so I'm hoping somebody else does, but we'll see how this rolls out.
I don't either. That's why I was very confused at why you were.
Oh my god.
I was trying to figure out where she lived, and I figured that would be the best way is to lie
so
to him.
you were lying.
I didn't-
Okay.
I didn't think we were gonna go through, but I guess we're here now.
Okay, that makes much more sense than you being honest in that standpoint. I understand now.
Yes.
I fully thought you had healing ability.
No,
I would have made you roll
I'm a
deception.
warlock.
I'm a sorcerer. I'm supposed to explode stuff, not heal.
We got some paladins.
I was gonna say, are you forgetting the two?
3 with Zara included.
Yeah, 3
Look.
with 0, yeah.
Sometimes there's a smidgen of an oversight, but we got the Holy Trinity here, so it's fine.
It's all good. Phelan's a very smooth talker, so it's all good.
Made a promise.
So you leave the Firemark facility, pouch of blasting powder in hand, yet another place to visit on this ongoing investigation you're having. And as you kind of leave the Firemark facility, the guard outside opens the door for you this time and just still has the head down as you walk out. Making your way through the city of Hopperduke, you notice a gnome. Making your way downtown. Every time someone has to say it. You're walking through the city and you notice another gnome, very dirty, ripped up clothing, kind of in villager's clothing, not wearing armor or anything. Seems like a common villager gnome. Big sandwich board on him, one on the front, one on the back, saying support the Dwendalian Empire on the front in Gnomish. So again, if no one reads Gnomish, Galahad would be able to kind of read this. And then on the back, it says death to the Kryn dynasty. And in one hand, and he's again, like muddy soot, kind of seems like a beggar of some kind, kind of similar to, someone on the street kind of saying, Jesus is Lord! He's got a bunch of what seem to be like silver medallions in one hand that he's holding. Each medallion has a crest on it that bears the markings of a shield. And the shield has a bird on it that kind of resembles almost like an owl. And underneath that owl is sort of a crown, almost like the top of a castle tower from the corner of one. And then there's 2 little thin strands of wheat on either side. And to a lot of you, you've seen this image around Hopperduke a little bit, and this is the sigil for the Dwendalian Empire. So those are branded kind of on these metal medallions. On the other hand, he just has a big bell. He's got like scruffy beard, just disheveled, dirt everywhere, ripped pants, feet, not even wearing any sandals or shoes. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Support the Dwendalian Empire. Down with the Kryn dynasty. They'll steal your children and kill everyone. Down with the Kryn dynasty. And just shouting this. And he's kind of like coming towards you as you're walking through. Support the Empire. 3 gold for a medallion! Support the Empire! As he's just like walking past you.
Nebula, is that a lot?
That's a fair amount of money, my friend, for advertisement.
Yes, it is.
Because how much was our room?
We didn't pay for our room, it was provided to us.
Right.
Our potions were 15 gold, so it's still this is quite a hefty amount.
Yeah.
I wonder if this will get us into like a secret club. I'll enjoy that. We can try that in our next adventure, you know. We got this. Let's go find our friend though.
What would Nebula know about the Quinn Empire? Or like what can I do to see what I know about it? Because I know that we loosely heard about it, but
Yeah, make a history check.
Has Nebula watched Critical Role?
That's a 14.
Maybe I'll stop
14.
watching after season 1. Fudge.
Nebula's got the podcast on his phone, like, a bit behind, actually.
Let me just plug this in while we're going to Nima's house. So, from what you know about the Dwendalian Empire and the Kryn Dynasty, you tend to know more about the Empire's side than the Kryn Dynasty. The Dwendalian Empire is an empire that stretches for a lot of this continent. They own a lot of different lands, and their lineage goes back like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. But they have been at war with this group, this entity known as the Kryn Dynasty, which are kind of way far off in the dark wastelands of Xhorhas. And what you know of the Kryn Dynasty, they're a conclave, a collection of drow. You don't know much about them though. They're a very mystical society. The reason for the war, going on that roll, all you know about the war is that there are just constant rumors around the Dwendalian Empire-controlled cities that the Kryn are just awful. They're the worst. They kidnap children. They're cannibals. They're just beasts and heathens, and just like, and they have other members of their society. It's not just drow. It's a couple other collections of different races as well. But the Dwendalian Empire just puts out this propaganda that's just like, they are bad. They are evil. We hate them. We want nothing to do with them. They're at war with us. And there's like a lot of intrigue and spy games going on between the two as well. But again, this is all just like kind of what you've heard, third party here and there. And that the Dwendalian Empire itself has a really strong military base. Like, you're in Hupperduke, like just especially going into that
that workyard
where all the weapons are being built. Like, you saw these massive, impressive structures of cannons and all types of militia there. This is the one city that as well that's, I think I mentioned it before, but it's a bit not so much on the boot of the Dwendalian Empire. They're able to have a bit of independence because they're the city that makes their weapons, so they have a bit more freedom than others.
Okay.
But that's pretty much all you really know.
How far is that guy from us?
He's walking towards you. He's probably like a good 20.
And he's just clanging it, talking to everyone?
He's just clanging, just shouting the good word of the Empire and trying to gather donations.
Nebula is going to, whoever's next to him, I think it was Galahad because you were talking about the coins. Nebula is going to, on purpose, continue walking forward in such a way that is going to shoulder check or flat out knock this guy down. Motive-wise, this dude, while he's talking about the Empire, Nebula's not really like one side or the other, but his shitty comments about like the sort of darker or underdark races, Nebula's used to that sort of stuff. He speaks Elven, Undercommon, and Nebula is just kind of like, he doesn't vibe with that.
Yeah.
And, while walking, talking to Galahad, So we're here to heal someone, and he's going to make sure that he tries to lay this person out walking in.
Quick question
sure.
before he does that. I have no idea of this world. I've never listened to any of Critical Role, so I'm
Same.
out of it. Do tieflings include that one?
It's a like the Kryn dynasty is mainly a collection of there's drow elves, there's other elves, and there's kind of an amalgamation of different races. They're not just one race. They have been known to, and again from the history check because he got like a pretty high mark. It's not just one race. They work with a lot of different races and cultures and things if they're in league to help them against the Dwendalian Empire. So it's not just one thing. It's a collection of different races and different factions and things like that are kind of known to be a part of it, which is why the Empire is so against this enemy and they're so protective and shouting all this propaganda because it's like, they could be anyone, they could be anywhere, because it's not just one, it's not the old school way of thinking of like, it's just this one group and all these people are bad. It's like, it's very much more not so black and white in that way. It's very much gray. And that's why, they're touting all this shit about them because it's like, it could be anyone. It could be you. It could be you. It could be you. But the Dwendalian Empire is very much like a very more blank
Very
slate.
much a witch hunt type situation. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Got it.
But you
Cool,
go
Scott.
up to Corso. Yeah, make a strength check. I want to see how hard you hit this guy down.
Heck that punk. Let's go.
That's a 17.
Oh yeah, he's just going around saying this, ding, da ding, da ding. You guys are walking past, and Nebula just not only shoulder checks him, but puts his leg behind him, so he just goes like an old, like a luchador wrestler, just does like this backflip, goes from ass over tea kettle, and just lands on his face. His board breaks in half. His metals scatter across the ground. His bell flies off onto the other side.
Ouch.
And as soon as Nebula crashes into him, he shouts, "Oh my God!" And if anyone looks over that is in our group, don't worry, folks. Crown Guard, we'll take care of it. Just to like,
Yeah, villagers kind of are just like, whoa, like they just look over at that, kind of like someone spilling on a bike. It grabs everyone's attention. And then you're like, Crown's got everybody, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. You kind of like almost go over to like pretend to kind of help him up. And you just kind of like the dust in his face. Yeah, it's just on the ground.
Jules is just gonna quizzically look at Nebula, like unsure why exactly he did that.
If Margot had tea, she'd be sipping it. But that's none of my business.
So as you pass that one person, it's stuff all laying about. You guys continue forward.
yeah.
Let's
Nebula
head to Nima's house.
All right. So passing by that person, you go over through the rest of the sort of split through the main downtown part of Upperduke and go into more of the housing area of this city. And traveling to the north end of Ironlock, you approach the humble abode that the gnome directed you to. The green painted wooden walls are streaked with dirt washed down by rain. A sign hanging on the front door reads, "Sickness within, do not disturb." Curtains at the window all appear to be closed.
Galahad, would you like to take it away?
Yes, perhaps it would be best if those who are not more resistant to such diseases were to remain outside.
That works. I'll stay right out here. I can stay watch.
Nebula will go with you. He's immune to diseases as a paladin, so.
So you go up to the door,
Pally
just
squad.
bum bum ba bum bum,
Yep.
and you just wait a minute, and you just hear this coughing from the. Wait a minute.
That's all
You
right.
hear this raspy, high-pitched voice start coughing. Hello? Sorry. You gotta stay away. I'm very, very sick. You shouldn't be coming in here right now.
Greetings, Nima. We were sent here to help you.
You help? What do you mean help? There's nothing that can help with this right now. I'm sorry. This is very contagious.
I wanted to name drop that very nice gnome from the Black Powder Factory, but his name is escaping me.
His name was Sleece.
Sleece. Yeah.
That's all right. Slee sent us here to help you. I might be able to fix whatever is ailing you.
Sleece? What can you, how can you help me? What kind, a potion or something? I've tried many remedies, but nothing seemed to work.
Well, if you open the door and let me in, I promise to do my very best.
At this point, I'm gonna ask if does anyone here have a passive wisdom of 15 or higher?
Nope. Big nope.
No.
We don't add our
12.
to that,
The
correct?
highest wisdom in the entire party is 14.
I'm at a solid 11.
I'm at a 14.
All right. You say that, and he's just like, roll a insight check for me, Ozzy.
Can I also, as I'm listening?
Yeah.
The time freeze for Galahad.
Processing.
That's a
Processing.
13 on my end.
13 on your end.
Ozzy's power just went out. So
Processing. And you got a 13. Corso.
Yep, got a 13.
Yeah, 13. So you hear this voice being yelled out from the other side of the room. It seems really sick. Like, doesn't sound good at all. But other than that, you just sorry, I can't remember what Ozzy said about when she had said about the potion. Do you have a potion or anything like that?
He said, if you open the door, I'll do everything in my power to help you.
Gotcha. Look, I really don't want to infect anyone else. I last time I let someone in here, they got really, really sick, and it was awful. It was really, really bad. If you could just slip it under the door, maybe, or I could maybe open up a window or something. You could toss whatever it is in here.
And this is where Nebula is going to say to Galahad, perhaps a different approach. And he's going to say, hello, other helpful person here. We can't really get sick, so not really something we're worried about. Would you mind opening the door, or we could perhaps assume that something's wrong since we are Crown's Guard, and we might let ourselves in, but this does look like a mighty fine door, and I would honestly hate for you to have to repair it.
Make intimidation check.
That's a 25.
25. Okay.
Yeah, I have +6.
So, as soon as you say that, he's go, no, please don't ruin my door. I've worked forever on this house. Okay, look, do you have any bandanas or anything to help you keep yourselves covered up? I'll open the door, but I just don't want you to get sick.
Fair enough. And Nebula will reach into his bag and just pull out a cloth from his bag of holding and tie it around his face. I'm all set, and the other guy's made of metal, so...
Okay.
I think we'll call that good enough.
So you guys go and get ready. Galahad still just Just you notice that you visibly heard this kind of powered down mode as they just kind of staying in place, just as they were talking.
Yeah.
Just frozen there for a minute. But you all kind of look at him like, does he do this often?
Is he okay? Yeah.
Think. Well, you stay here. And just kind of like get that general sense of like, all right, I guess we'll just leave him there for a minute. One of you kind of go over to Galahad and kind of like turn him around. So he's like that gesture kind of like in the presence of the door, kind of blocking it to anyone who might come forward. But you open the door, or the door is open, sorry, from the inside. And you're standing there, you've got some claws over your mouths. And you notice that the interior of Nima's house is really dark. Except for a guttering candle on the back table. That's just shedding dim light, like 5 feet.
So here's a interesting little bit. Nebula, to my understanding, does not have dark vision as a changeling naturally. Let me ask you this as a DM sort of world-bending situation. Would you allow me, in this instance, to transform my eyes into elven eyes? As I can take their form, may I turn my eyes into those of an elf?
So, I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because with changelings, the appearance can be changed, but then if you also take on all the innate race traits of everything you turn into, that's gonna get...
Yeah, and that's the question with that. The reason I was like, I wonder if dark vision, it's just like, basically if I could correct my vision. Not so much give me magic vision, but like, can I fix it? Like, can I give myself LASIK, is the idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know.
That's fine.
Yes.
So, it's very dimly lit, and there's just this person, Nima, in here that I can see.
You can't even see her. It's just dark in here, and there's just a one little lit candle on the back of the table.
Okay, so as I step into the room then, I am going to say, well, actually, right off the bat, I think Nebula walking in would just reflexively divine sense.
Mm-hmm.
So any fiend, undead, celestial, or the hollow spell within 60 feet, I would like see or sense.
Fiend, undead, celestial,
and the hollow spell.
And the hollow spell, yeah, sure. So you kind of go in there, kind of stepping out at the front. You haven't gone in yet. You're just kind of looking around. That kind of internal little radar emits from your eyes, kind of goes over, washes over the area. And usually when it's an undead fiend or anything, this vibrant kind of red aura shines on who's ever there, kind of like a sonar. But you kind of just look over. Seem to pick up. No fiend, no undead, no hollow.
Okay. And Nebula says, so, I assume you are Nima?
Silence.
And Nebula steps farther into the room and at this is going to cast Detect Magic.
Detect magic, okay. Does anyone in here, by the way, does anyone have dark vision?
I do.
You do? Okay. So, yeah. I don't know why no one said that at the start.
Because we were outside, my bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you haven't
I
come
thought
up.
we were,
Yeah,
like, waiting
none of them
outside.
have come inside
Like-
yet.
Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah.
use thaumaturgy to cause a flame to brighten, but I realized like Jules would not realize that he can't see in the dark. So
And
they-
this is
they would
just how
sit there.
Nebula reacts, is like if he walks into a room and something's uneasy, with the way his work is, he checks for like, wait.
Okay, so you've gone and done detect magic. You're at the door, and then you're going to do detect magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Once more, sort of a same sort of sense. A wave comes off of your eyes, almost like a predator helmet. It's kind of on your vision, except for a red tinge for the Hollow Spell the Fiend. This light purplish hue comes over anything magical. Detect magic. And your irises would also change from a red to a purple. Nothing magic. You're just looking into a dim, dark space with a candle just sitting there.
All right. Nebula looks back and says to the rest, "Go on in," and steps into the door.
Into the door. Okay. So you go into the doorway and you step in. And actually, this is where we can go to our Roll20 map right here. We're
Okay.
outside the house.
No. I don't like that.
Uh-oh.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
Weird.
You step into the house. And then you just hear this sudden scream come from behind the candle. And you just hear these words shout out. Get him, guys! As 4 kobolds leap from behind, way back behind the room, and just rush over to you. And this is where we're gonna take our break. So,
Excellent.
all right, so we're gonna take our break right there, guys, just for a quick 10 minutes to help everyone kind of stretch the legs, get a drink, see if we can get our Warforged Paladin back online. But for those of you who are subscribers, this is your chance to win some cool D&D stuff. So in the chat box there, we're going to have you put in the keyword kobold. Put in the keyword kobold, one word, and only once. Any multiple entries, you will be disqualified. But yeah, put it in the chat there, and we'll pick a winner when we come back.
Get this dice.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around while we stretch the legs, got some drinks going here. But, as always, it is time to reveal the winner of today's lovely D&D recipient, some dice tray dice holder, and the winner that Nightbot chat will decide will be... Dun, 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 dun,
Grey
dun.
Wolf!
Oh, shit. There you go.
It's Grey Wolf 380!
Grey Wolf 380, you have won your choice of a set of dice tray, or dice holder, courtesy of our awesome friend and co-creator of the show, DM Jordy Rose.
Hello, Jordy.
So, yeah, we will contact you through DMs, through Twitch, get us and all that. So congratulations, and to everyone who entered, thank you so very much. We really appreciate it. Come back into our next session for your chance to win some awesome stuff. So thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so let's get right back to where we left off with Nebula trying to use all of the tricks he could to see if this place was any kind of danger. But the one thing he didn't think about was turn on the lights. Some kobolds just jumped from behind that dim lit area, from behind the bench, and went to attack you. So we're going to complete that, as the kobolds do get a surprise round on you. And there are 4 of them, so we'll just get through that right now.
Let's go.
And they do have pack tactics.
Yep.
So they will have this at advantage with these attacks.
Yo, I should probably roll for initiative, am I right?
Not just yet. We'll get there in a second.
All right.
But right now we got 4 kobolds that are attacking Nebula at advantage with the short swords. So let's do this. So first one is going to be dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Second one is 16 to hit.
Also hits my AC.
Okay. Third one, 24 to hit.
It was nice knowing Nebula,
He was a cool dude while he
guys
laughed.
that we had.
One thing to die.
Number 4.
But to 4 kobolds?
Fuck, 18, 19.
That's
man. Yeah,
embarrassing.
24 again. So all 4 are going to hit.
Do it.
So here we go.
Good then. Kill me.
So I'll do 2 at the same time here. So first 2, these all just lunge at you, short swords drawn. First one is 8 points. Second one, 4 points. So 8, 4, 8, and 4. For a grand total of
24.
Your entire hit point pool.
24 points of damage as these kobolds all just leap around their desk. Just kind of get the jump on you as you kind of turn around to your friends being like, wait, does anyone else want to? Whoa! As it is kind of a small enclosed house of sorts, didn't really expect that to happen. So they got those lashes out. You kind of put up your arms up. Oh shit! These blades just come streaking out of you. And now we'll roll initiative. So,
Okay.
Initiative time!
yo-yo.
With my almighty +0, let's do this.
I got a 20!
Okay.
17 for Nebula.
I got a 15.
All right. So we'll go down the line here. 25 to 20. Okay.
Did you get a 20, Red Queen?
20 to 15.
I got to 15.
15.
And I got 17.
All right. Uh, 15 10.
11.
Oh no.
10 to 5.
Oh no!
5 to 0.
Galahad!
Oh no! Yeah.
Because he had to power back up. He doesn't know what's going on.
I had
true.
an update.
installing app 47 of 260.
Margo, what did you get?
I got a 20, baby.
All right.
A 20.
I just rolled the dice. It went off the table, hit the floor. I looked down and I was like, oh no.
All right, so from within the house, you just suddenly hear a huge commotion as just these different entities just lunge at Nebula. You can kind of see them come into what sort of sunlight is kind of beaming into the house from there, and just see 4 kobolds just rushing at him and just take him over all at once. So Margo, it's your go first, as Galahad is just kind of frozen in place when trying to come up with some sort of reasoning for that potion to heal. Just went, "Ew." And all of a sudden, hearing the commotion of your friends getting in danger, being attacked, just boot back up.
Okay.
But Margo, it's your turn.
Okay. So, let's see here.
You're really quiet. I think.
Oh yeah, you want to put down the...
Sorry.
Huge.
Second time this round.
Amateur.
It's fine. So, Margo is going to... I don't suppose shoving Galahad out of the way is going to work for me, is it? Big boy.
I mean, you're what, like 5'5"? Just go under.
Well,
I'm
right
6
now...
foot!
Oh, well.
Everyone
Galahad...
except for Jules is over 6 foot in this party, so.
Yeah.
You're
We
a
can just-
foot shorter than Galahad. Just go like...
Yeah, Galahad is kind of booted up right now, so you won't necessarily have to like move him out of the way. We'll just say, we got the whole power down thing. You can just easily just shove him over. Just
Alright, I'm gonna shove him over, and I want to grab Nebula by the scruff of his neck and like pull him out. And I want to cast my breath weapon.
Well, right now he's kind of inside the house.
Can I like grab Nebula and like throw him out of the house at all? Just yeet him?
You could. Well, you are pretty much in 5 feet of him, so let's do a strength check here.
Okay, strength check.
And I assume, Nebula, you're
Not gonna resist.
not going to resist, but this will be your action to do so, Margo.
Let's see here. That is a 15 plus 0, so 15.
15. Yeah, I think so. Unless, Nebula, you don't resist or anything.
Correct.
Correct. So you just go in there, grab him, and try to drag him out of the house so he's just not pummeled over by all these kobolds. But I'm going to roll a strength check with the kobolds to see if they can kind of hold him in place as well. So strength against strength. So you got 15?
It's 15.
Okay.
Jesus.
This will be fun.
I swear to God, if I get beaten by a kobold.
So the first two, I'm rolling all 4. First one was a 2. They have -2 to strength. So that's a 0 and 1.
Okay.
The second one rolled a 17, -2, 15. Then the other 2, a natural 1 and an 8. So even with all the kobolds trying to trying to pull him in, you just go toss them out of the house. Nebula again, just ransacked by all these kobolds.
Margo says, "Nah, fam."
But that was your action to do so.
That's fine. He just needs to get out of there. It's fine.
Okay, so you're able to pull him out. Did you want to try anything else?
Because I can't really do that. Was my action.
That was your action, unless you have a bonus action or any movement you want to try to do.
You know what? For right now, I think Margo is just gonna rush in and get Nebula out of there before he gets jumped again.
Yeah, because he was right beside the door frame there, kind of inside. You just kind of didn't even have to move in. You're just going. You kind of, Nebula, kind of feel like just these hot claws just kind of sink through your material, just grab you out, pulled off, and just this barrage of kobolds came at you. But that'll be your turn there, Margo. And then we got one of the kobolds who is going to just kind of rush straight at you in the doorway here. And it's got pack tactics, so we'll get advantage on the short sword. Oh no, he's now in sunlight. That is correct. So he'll have disadvantage on this. So it'll be a straight
Nice.
roll. And as you kind of come into the light, and just get blindsided by the sunlight outside coming to the entrance of the house. Ooh, that's low. That is a 9 to hit. Margot?
9 to hit. No, I have a 14.
No. So when the kobold streaks down a short sword, you just go, just grab the blade and just look at the kobold in place. The scale hide armor are able to just kind of like penetrate it, or not being able to penetrate your hand there. All right.
At this point, she's just gonna look at it and be like, "Did you just try to hit me? Do you want what happened to your friends to happen to you?" Just
shit talk, kobold. What?
Let's go.
Intimidation.
I'm gonna have KBBQ, Kobold Barbecue.
Up next, we got Nebula. After being barraged by those attacks, thrown out of the house by Margot, what'd you like to do?
Okay, so I am now out of the house. Do I have line of sight on anything?
You can pretty much see the kobold standing in front of the doorway there. Margot kind of grabbing the sword, the blade sword.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna react, and I'm gonna throw a dagger.
Yeet!
Actually, no, I should probably do something about my health. So, yeah, I'm gonna use my lay on hands on myself
Yes.
and get myself back 10 HP.
Heal yourself.
Nebula caught these hands, so he needs to lay on hands.
Yeah. And
Do you think slaps, by the way? I'm just very good.
Jaunty but menacing.
Exactly.
and as a bonus action, Nebula heals himself, and as a bonus action, casts Shields of Faith on Margot at the door.
Nice.
So
Does you
plus 2 your AC.
Thank
plus
you.
2 DDAC, Margot.
And what do you? If I want to take something out of my bag, what type of movement is that going to cost me?
Something out of your bag. You can take something out, but not be able to use it. So we'll just say free.
Basically, I want to pull. Nebula would reach in and grab his shield out.
Yeah, we'll say it's a free action. Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. So he's now got 2 to his AC as well. So he's
Sweet. So you go out there, kind of getting pulled out from Margot from the barrage of kobolds. Instinctively, just kind of already instinctively, as you get thrown out of the house, put your hand on your chest, and that sparkling purplish dark energy pulsing through your body. All the visible cuts that you see on Nebula just start to close up. And as that kind of reaction of healing yourself, putting your hand forward as you kind of skid out from tumbling backward from the house, putting up your hand, and this sort of shield-like image kind of comes from the palm of your hand and kind of falls out of your hand towards Margot and hits the back of their shoulder, and all their dragon scales just shine with a sheen of this light bluish or ice-like covering that kind of just sheens over all the dragon scales and then dissipates.
In the words of Tamatoa, I'm shining.
That's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. How dare you?
You're welcome. What can I say?
yeah,
welcome.
and that's his turn, equipping the shield, and that's the end of it.
And then doing that, kind of back off. Kind of, as you see those spells kind of dissipate, you kind of just get your bearings, reach into your bag satchel. That's a small little bag, huge honking shield comes out of it, and you're ready to kind of fight on once more. All right. After that, we got the other kobold. As this one's kind of fighting in place, this one's gonna kind of reach up over, try to get settled into the doorway here. It's going to make a strike against you, Margot.
Uh-oh.
With its sword. This one's not in the sunlight, so it has advantage. That's a natural 20!
Dang!
So with you kind of distracted with the one kobold holding the blade in place, I'm going to double damage here. So that's 7 times 2, 14 points of piercing damage as you're kind of concerned with the one kobold, and kind of like as you're holding it in place, brain fart. Nebula backed out of the house, putting off those spells. You say those insulting words to kobolds, like, I'm having a kobold BBQ. Son of a bitch! And then just other sword just kind of comes from the shadows and starts to hit the dragon scales. It was just able to hit before that shield spell was able to take place, hardening your scales. It's got a big old nick right into your bicep area.
Just so y'all know, Margot winced pretty hard at that. I'm just saying. Just saying.
All right.
Hint.
After that, we got Jules.
You said that there was a window at the front of the house, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way that Jules could get into that?
You could smash it if you like.
Yeah, they're gonna try to jump through the window.
Okay.
What type of roll will that be?
Athletics check.
Will this be my action or will this be a bonus?
This will be your action to do so, to try to break in through it.
Is there any way I could slip past the kobolds into the house through the door or no?
Right now, it's blocked with Margot and the other kobold,
Okay.
just blocking the door frame at the moment.
Can I use a bonus action to see if the window is unlocked?
Sure, if you want to make a perception check.
Okay, I'll make a perception check then. That is an 18 plus 2 for perception, so a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you kind of have all this commotion's going on. You're just kind of seeing like what other tactics you could sort of equip here. Looking into the window, you kind of see a latch, and it appears to be locked. These kobolds are kind of seem like they're trying to fortify inside. So it's not something that could easily be opened. You'd probably have to try to lock it or force it open.
Yeah, then I'll try and bust through the window then as my action.
Yeah,
Make a
okay.
path for those behind me as well.
Sure, so you're just going to kind of go and see if you can run through it. Make an athletics check.
That's a 12, and I just remembered my athletics is a -2, so that's a 10.
Oh,
Forgot. I made it that. Yep, that's. Yeah, okay.
So-
That's my bad.
The window
on me.
itself, it's a window that's not boarded up. And there's not like bars or anything on it. It's just like a nice little window to a nice little housing area. So you kind of go up and you're kind of like, okay. And you kind of try to break through it, but you hit the outer end of the frame of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in and kind of fall back forward. You've broken the glass, but you weren't able to break through it.
Okay.
And I roll, I'll do it. You'll take 2 points of piercing damage as the cut from the
Got
glass kind of pierced some of your skin that was shown.
That one's on me. I forgot strength was a 7. It's on me. That one's on me. Jules is just going to turn to Phelan and be like, would you like to try instead?
And then up next, we have Phelan.
Yeah, you said the window was broken, so am I able to jump through it now?
It's smashed through, so you can try to jump through there if you like.
Okay.
There's still like wood. The glass is gone, but there's still
The glass is gone. The wood frame is still there.
Okay.
They just kind of ran up and kind of, oh, Jesus, and just like didn't nail it right, but broke the glass.
Okay, cool. From where I am at, am I able to see any of the kobolds?
So where Jules is standing, that window is broken. So in some silence,
so that's where I can see.
that there's some kobolds in here.
I would have stepped back and made sure that he had enough room to get in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I am going to then go ahead and cast the oh so wonderful, at first level, magic missile at
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and cast that over at the 2 kobolds that I do see. So the one right across from me, and then the one right in front as well. And
So
I'll
right
send.
here and right here.
Yes, yeah. So the
Okay.
ones that I can see here, and I'll shoot two bolts over at the one right in front of me, and then one over at the other guy.
All right.
That will be
And they automatically hit, as magic missile does.
yes.
So
For the first
roll
one,
that damage.
that'll be 5 hit points. So 5 points of force damage, and for the second one, that'll be 2 points of force damage as I turn around and I will take out my dagger again, and I will aim it over at one of the first goblin, and as I put my hand back and aim to throw, instead of throwing the dagger itself, a bolt of magic missile will come out of the dagger, and I will then do the same thing for the other one.
All right, so the rest of you kind of, Jules kind of running up. Ah, fuck! Ow! Ah, okay, well, it's open. You want to try? You kind of reach into your pocket of your dagger. You're like, don't worry, I got this. Just flip it up in the air, catch it with the other side. Kind of cast it almost like a wand, but it's a dagger. It just, and the blade almost seems to just shoot out of it. Instead of a missile, you're just seeing this ethereal blade just shoot out of it as 2 blade shots just go inside. And as the kobolds are kind of gathering around the door frame, trying to suss out how the best way to do this, one blade just goes and it's not dead, but it's just like staggering, like holding his blade inside its head. And another one, hearing that sound, the kobold goes, it just ducks out of the way, but it goes into its shoulder. Yes! Like, one is definitely very badly hurt, but it's still like, it's standing, but just barely, as it's like, it hasn't gone straight into the brain. The big kobold skull is able to block some of it from going straight into the brain, but it's definitely like there's neuro damage going on right now.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and step out of away from the window again. So I'll step right back here, and I'll press my back to the wall as I use my bonus action to hide.
Okay. So you're going over there. Just gonna move. There. So go behind kind of back behind the window frame so they can't see you there. Okay, but good hit. One almost down. One ducked out of the way at the last second, but still going strong. And then after that, we have Galahad, fully rebooted.
Oh, let's try this again. So I've seen that a few of these kobolds have attacked the party. How healthy is the one that stabbed Margot, asking for a friend?
Seemingly fine. No one's attacked them yet.
Combat mode engaged.
And Galahad's going to raise one of his hands, and the massive crystal in the center of his chest is going to start glowing very brightly. And as he opens his hand, this orb of energy forms in it. And he looks at the kobold, and his eyes turn like a dark red.
Guiding bolt.
He's going to fire a guiding bolt at this bad boy. Fuck off, it's happened again. No! This kobold is about to get fucking disintegrated. I'm sorry, that was a nat 20.
Oh! You had me so worried! So worried!
Brilliant.
Galahad, Kobold Destroyer, KBBQ!
Brilliant.
I was like, come on, like, I want to hit this one. Oh.
Margot,
I
I need you to make
I
a
erase
dexterity
it.
saving throw.
Margot.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's a 20.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for the other kobolds in the room.
How is that even okay. Alright,
Or two of
cool.
them.
That's cool. I'm sweating.
Fail. Fail. Shit. Okay. So here's how this goes. Margot, holding the sword in place. You son of a bitch, Kobold BBQ. Ah, god damn it. Beside you. Ow! Phelan, you might want to try this. Blades going into the house. Glass breaking. Nebula behind, recuperating. Galahad, you hear behind you as that sword slash gets hit. And you kind of move out of the way of the door frame. Doom, 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 doom. Battle mode engaged. Arm goes out. And this blast just goes into the kobold that's holding the sword, but it's not an initial blast, like a gun blast. This radiant energy just goes into them. And you see the kobold hold it and go. Blows up. And Margot, you remember what happened last time. In those few seconds that you see the kobold's eyes kind of go back into its head, just like last time. You go, whoa, and you duck out of the way, dive out of the explosion range. But as that happens, it not only evaporates that kobold, it kills this one, and it kills this one.
Holy wowza!
Guys, I'm sorry. I was only going to roll 4d6, but I did something else.
So
The only offensive spell that I have.
just blows up the other two, and chain reaction blows up whatever explosives were on them. Just evaporates, and all the contents inside of the house were lit up in just a phantasmal explosion. And the two of you by the window just go, oh shit! As more debris is just blown out of the window side. And the one kobold, it just has this ethereal dagger in its head, just kind of blown off from its back, but it's slowly getting up and just has this very confused look on its face. So, Galahad blew up 3 kobolds. I rolled d8s and got max damage. So, there is still one kobold inside with an ethereal dagger in its head that just looks very out of sorts.
All right, cool.
I'm the kobold killer.
I place 1 card face down and end my turn, thanks.
Battle mode. Pause. The hand
I
back.
place down 1 trap card and end my turn. Your move, Kyber.
The end is the last kobold
Jesus Christ.
who sees all of his friends just incinerated, but is so brain dead from the ethereal dagger in its head, it doesn't really know what to do, and just and just runs for the doorway, and is going to make, and I assume
Which is blocked.
It is blocked. Trying to escape, and runs, unless Margot would have that was flavor both there.
Nebula, do I have line of sight in there? Because I was able to. You said I could see the door, right, through it.
Yeah, you're kind of in a diagonal, can see inside the door frame.
So from that explosion, Nebula, as a free action, is just going to yell out, "Get that one alive!"
So you hear Nebula is like, "Get that one alive!" As the kobold kind of tries to run out of the front door, and just kind of, as you dived out of the way, Margot, you kind of just get back from the ground, and this kobold's just about to meet you again, and it's going to make another attack on you.
Oh my god.
But it's in the sunlight, so it's not an advantage.
And all of his friends are gone.
This is a 14.
No!
Welcome.
No!
So it just swinging wildly, like, as it just has this dagger coming out of its head, sunlight
Can
blocking
Margot
it.
just like palm its face and just like slam it to the ground?
you can palm its face from not escaping, but for flavor, you can just kind of like kind of hold it in place. It's just like
Just like a bully picking on a kid, just be like
Exactly.
like, as it's like planting.
But from there, you hear Nebula say, "We want that one alive." Did you want to try to knock it out, or are you just kind of trying to hold it down?
As I'm holding it, I just shout back, just like, it has an arrow in its head. Do you think it's going to be willing to say anything?
Ethereal dagger.
Ethereal dagger in its head.
It's better, it's more useful to us alive.
I agree with Nebula on this one. Information is key in this game.
Marco's gonna go, Galahad, what do you think?
Sorry, my mic was actually muted there. Galahad's going to turn, and remembering the conversation with Zera, like,
We can capture this target.
She just lets out, like, one of the most just, like, ugh, fine. And that's just, at this point, can I have, like, a non-lethal hold on him? Just, like, can I just, like, do a strength check to just, like...
Yeah, so right now, if you guys are wanting to try to capture him, we can say we can come out of combat, and you're trying to restrain him.
Yeah, we'll restrain him.
I can use my strengthy ways to try and do that.
So Margot has a hold on the kobold's head right now, just swinging wildly. After Galahad says, well, I think we should capture him, as Zera said. Zera, who hasn't had a chance to really get into the fight, she's been behind you from all these really enclosed spaces. Just, I agree with the Tin Man.
I'm not made of tin.
But Margot, you want to try to do a strength check to kind of grapple the kobold?
Well, okay, this is just for flavor, but Margot is hurting a little bit right now. I mean, less than half health. And sorcerers are not meant to be frontline fighters, and I'm realizing this slowly but surely. So Margot's just kind of gonna look over to Galahad and be like, do you want to do the honors?
The eyes still sort of power down from like that combat red to his normal sort of bright yellow.
I can take it from here.
All right, so Margot kind of holding the kobold head. You see Galahad kind of come up behind you.
Yeah, Margot's just like willingly holding him in place, but like basically just waiting for the minute Galahad can like powerhouse this thing into submission.
Okay.
G'day.
Galahad comes up. I got this. Just almost like a bear trap. What's that? Like an action figure, just snapping into kung fu grip. Just goes, grabs it by both shoulders. Make a strength check there.
Galahad action figure with kung fu grip. That is a 16 total. 11 plus 5.
16 total. All right. Beat the strength of 14. So you just go, just grab it. Do you want to grab by the throat or by the shoulders?
I'm going to use both hands and like grab it like this, like just both hands around like the arm. So it's like.
After Margot like sees him, like she lets go and she just kind of like does like a half collapse on Galahad's back. Just like her arm bleeding kind of slightly, blood like dripping down her claws. And like you just hear like painful little like winces, but no like vocalizations as far as pain goes.
Trying to hide it as best you can from everybody.
Basically.
Yeah. All right, so you got the kobold in place. Just kind of wiggling around with this ethereal dagger in its head still lodged in there.
Balin, what should we do about that dagger of yours?
You know, I can take it out if you want, or I can just let's see. I'll cast my mage hand, and as the ethereal bugbear hand comes up on top of mine, I can just have my other one take it out.
To leave a weapon or an instrument of impalement in the wound, otherwise it will open it back up. I didn't know what your
I mean, we can
Dagger.
also just get a. Yes, I can dismiss it. I would assume, DM.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
I
you
can also
dismiss
just move it.
Would it be the
And then
same
we can
as like pulling it out, but without
Probably yes.
pull
But
out
no,
damage?
until you
have a
try.
fiery friend. We have a fiery friend who can, cauterize the wound for us.
Perhaps burning near a brain wouldn't necessarily be the best option.
Would be very spicy.
Galahad, Nebula, and Zara, do any of you have any healing capabilities? I know that Phelan doesn't, and I assume that Margot does not either. And I most certainly don't.
I possess some minor healing capabilities.
Galahad,
Perhaps
my
heal
person.
slightly before we remove the dagger.
What was that, sorry?
Could you perhaps heal him before we remove the dagger?
I can do that.
Right. So holding the kobold, having that conversation, it's just winding around.
So go ahead and dismiss the dagger as Galahad goes ahead to put a heal on it.
I'll
on.
put a
Can,
put a cute little 2.
can Margot, like, as she's like slightly leaning on Galahad, she'd be like, bombs. Check for goddamn bombs this time.
What?
So this thing in its head, just struggling around, Phelan kind of waves his hand, dissipates like sand on the wind,
I'll also
and then
start
Galahad's
searching
gonna go
for
heal
bombs
the
as well.
kobold. What was that, Phelan?
I'll start searching for bombs as well.
Okay, we'll do the healing first. What were we gonna cast there, Galahad?
I'm just gonna give him a overly generous 2 hit points from lay on hands, I guess.
Nice.
All right, so as you
He's
have
a
your 2
big
hands
softy.
on his shoulders, and he's just this vibrating pulse, just almost like an electric massager, just starts shaking the kobold, and this radiant energy just starts imbuing into him as like blood's kind of coming down from his nose and just bruises. The blood just starts
what have
like
you done?
his nose, from his ears just start to just go back into his brain cavity, and the bruises just start to become lighter and just flush with the skin. Almost like bread being made. Then you stop suddenly. You wanted to go in and search the kobold?
Me? Or-
Yes, I am.
Or Phelan, you want to go search the kobold? Yeah, make an investigation check.
Absolutely.
While Phelan is doing that, Galahad's just gonna since Margot is touching him, he's just gonna quietly activate lay on hands again and give Margot 7 points of healing.
Hey.
Margot, like, gently, like, as she, like, feels, like, the healing, like, aura come on, she just gently does, like, a little, like, pat on his shoulder.
Nice. For me, that was an 11 plus 5 for 16.
Nice.
16. So as the kobold kind of vibrating and seemingly just out of it from taking the dagger out, you kind of go through its whatever kind of leather hide armor it has, and opening up the coat, you'd see that same familiar bomb apparatus that was harnessed underneath the armor, lashed on to the kobold.
Am I able to disassemble it or make sure to, like, stop it?
You can attempt to try to take the seed out, this sort of bomb apparatus, the sphere, off of the harness that's on the chest.
Yeah.
Make a what's it called? The check.
Sleight of hand?
The check. Yeah, sleight of hand. There we go. Like a sleight of hand
Okay.
check.
Cool.
I know how rogues work.
Yeah.
Am I able to take a step back and use my mage hand to do that?
Yeah, it's not heavy by any stretch.
Okay.
So
Cool.
That
would be
magical
fun.
leisure domain.
I'm gonna see him do this, and I'm also going to take a step back or two silently, and I'm not gonna say anything about it.
I would take a step back, but I'm holding it, so.
That's an 8
one of
plus
these
6 for a 14.
14. So as Galahad's kind of vibrating the kobold back to some semblance of intelligence, you kind of instinctively take a step back, and you just see these sort of like almost like green surgical gloves kind of emanate in the air. And you see Phelan kind of step back and go put them on and sort of turn the hands around, and these images of hands go float off from his hands that are still covered in this green energy. And he just starts controlling the hands like they were his own. You kind of get them in to underneath the armor, and is just trying his best to kind of pull armor apart and the clothing apart to reveal the harness. You're going in there with the tinkerer tools, just latching those different hooks and things it's on. Very carefully, you're able to get the final little metal hooks that are holding this explosive sphere in place as one hand kind of pulls the wire away and the seed falls. But again, you're able to grab it with the other mage hand and bring it towards you very carefully, having successfully unlocked it. I don't think you guys were able to get the anything from the first batch, right? Because they all exploded.
Correct.
No
witnesses.
No witnesses?
So as you take that from the kobold, the healing spell worn off, the kobold kind of...
You are being restrained. Please do not resist.
Okay, I won't resist.
Very nice. And what do we call you, my friend? Are you Nima? I'll say with a knowing look, knowing he's not Nima.
Do you want me to be Nima?
I would like for you to tell me where Nima is.
He just kind of looks around and just sees like blast marks from inside the house and doesn't see his allies anywhere in sight.
Because you see, I have in my hand here something that you might be missing from your chest. I think it would be very nice if how do I say this? Put it in your jaw and then made you munch down on it.
No, don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. That'll be bad. That'll be very, very bad. I'll do whatever you want. Please don't let him put that in my mouth.
That's perfect. See, I don't want to do that either. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, cool. Now,
And tell us what no.
Phelan, make an intimidation check.
Absolutely.
Can I assist by giving him a slightly tighter squeeze?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to roll? Do you want to roll as well, or have him roll advantage?
Give him the advantage.
All right.
Thank you. I rolled a 4 for that first one.
Aye.
Much better. 13 plus 1 for a 14.
Need to get you some
14.
dice, my man.
I know.
You know what happens? You should order some of Yerpies on Yerpies next restock.
You're right. I'll do that.
I'm just saying, it'd be magical in more ways than one.
Subtle product drop. Bam!
Bam!
Not
This
sponsored.
episode is sponsored by Raid Shadowlet. No.
Seriously though, go get Yerpies dice. They're bomb.
And so the kobold just is there like, oh god, okay. What do you want? Do you want to know where she is?
Yes, please.
Look, she's okay.
Very helpful.
Just don't make me dirt like the other ones. Okay, see, look, she's up on the mountainside by Silver Falls. Okay, okay, we can work something out, right? Like if you let me go, like I could lead you there. I could take you to where they have them. I don't really care. I just want to live.
Who exactly are you working for?
The master.
Who
Yes,
would
of
that
course, the
be?
master.
That would be the master.
What is his name?
The master. Is this what? Can she hear me?
I think so. Okay, how about you help us maybe? Because we know a couple people called the master. The other day I was talking to the master, but then today I was talking to a different master. That's the problem here. I think that's what it is. We're trying to figure out which master. Now, could you tell me a little bit more about this master? What does your master look like?
They're called the master.
Mm-hmm.
First name second name master.
I love it. Very detailed. Very detailed.
They tell us what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do it.
How do you receive your instructions?
We report to her by the secret Rites.
Nebula now approaches and says, "Whose voice did we hear behind the door?"
That one there, and just points to the scorch mark on the floor.
Oh, he's there, and there, and there.
The Skyrim's over here.
How is Galahad holding him?
Both hands like this.
At his throat?
No, his
Just squished him by the
his
shoulder.
arms and torso are being enveloped by the grip.
Okay, and is he facing Galahad or facing out towards us?
Facing
Basically,
outward.
are you holding it?
Facing outward.
Okay. So Nebula says cactus and triggers the Vox Seeker.
It's in your bag.
Nebula reaches into his bag, because Nebula would remember this, and pulls out the Vox Seeker and says cactus. And looking down, and it says, "Climb on and attach yourself to his chest."
Put it down.
Yep.
Oh God! What is this thing? What is that thing? What is that thing? And he just kind of crawls up to his chest. It's
How big is the Vox Seeker?
like a dinner plate.
Okay, how big are its legs?
Like a fork.
Yeah.
And how many does it have?
3 on each end.
Cool. Place the top 2 legs just underneath his eyes. If you disobey anything or try to run with a single word, both of those legs will go about 6 inches deeper.
Oh my.
Oh God!
I have had a bit of a day.
Interesting tactic, Nebula. I like it.
I'm into it.
I am sufficiently terrified.
I'm with Galahad on this one. I don't want my friend here to die, right?
Look, this isn't necessary. You beat me. You won. I'll take you. I'll take you up to Silver Falls. I'll show you where we get our orders. Please, just don't make me smudge.
Yeah, yes, we won't make you smudge as long as you do what you said. You are correct, right? Friends, I hope.
I'm going to look inside the house and we'll see how I feel afterwards.
Okay.
May I join you on that, Nebula?
Appreciated. And more cautiously, Nebula's going to approach the house with his shield up.
Mm-hmm.
Jules is gonna follow right behind him.
Because Nebula wants to inspect if someone was really mimicking that voice or if somebody else is in the home.
Okay, sure. So it is kind of dim in here, but now with the window smashed open, the doorway seemingly open, there's a bit more light in here than there was before. So make perception checks for the both of you.
Cool.
Now, friend, did I miss it already, or what's your name here? I'll say
That's
it
a
to the
15 on perception.
15. Sorry, Pam, I'll get to that
19.
right after this.
You're good.
19.
19.
So the two of you go into the house, and pretty much inside the house reveals signs of a struggle. And going through just the sort of the way the room looks, it looks like it's probably from a few weeks past. You see like broken pieces of furniture, an emptied chest with a broken lock, a few heavy coats, a set of work boots sized for a gnome, are all stained with red dirt. A broken work table has been dumped into a corner, strewn with scraps and garbage. Searching through the refuse, though, reveals a number of torn parchment notes, one of which provides a possible clue. And the note, I believe, will be on the Twitch screen there. But you look at this sort of torn piece of parchment, and it basically reads the following. All of the sources we mine from within the Serper-Quill, and this is kind of like ripped in some parts as well. All the sources we mine from within the Serper-Quill, my yield of saltpeter still proves the most pure and powerful. The fire marks, pry as they might, will have to respect my expertise and contributions to the war effort. The sheer volume of untapped guano in that cavern behind the top of the falls is invaluable. And once I have enough marked interest from the Firemark facility, I'll let them help in harvesting my secret cave.
Will you drop that into the Discord?
I will, yeah.
Group chat?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Is that all that we find?
Yeah, I believe so.
The red dirt on those boots, does it match the dirt that we found on the Kobolds, or the OG group of Kobolds?
Make a investigation check.
All right. That's a 10.
10? It's good
It's a
enough.
10.
It very much does look and the same color, same consistency. It's very much the same red dirt from before.
This dirt on these boots here seem to match the ones of the original Kobold group that we fought against. It seems as though... What's her name again? I cannot remember. It was inconsequential to me earlier.
Nima.
Nima. That Nima, assuming that these are her clothing, is in league with the Kobolds in some way.
And then back to Fey Lie asking the Kobold, what is your name? The Kobold's still in the grasp of Galahad. My name's Speck!
It's okay, Speck. Okay, friend. So, here's what's gonna happen, alright? I'm telling you. We are going to go up to where the Silver Falls are, okay? We're gonna have a wonderful little journey. When we're walking up there, I'm gonna tell you all about my life, and you're gonna tell me all about yours. It's gonna be a wonderful time. We're gonna get there, and you're gonna show us where we need to go, and you're gonna make it out alive, right? Because you're not gonna give us any trouble on our way there, and it's gonna be wonderful. And then we're gonna let you go, and you're gonna make it out alive. It's gonna be amazing. Okay?
Okay, but it's gonna be a short story. I was only born a few days ago.
That's amazing. That means you get to tell us about every single moment of every single day. It's still fresh in your mind, you know?
Right. These like metal legs are still just digging into the eyes.
Oh, Speck. Oh, my baby. Oh, okay.
I'm not going to apologize for how dark Nebula gets.
No, that's okay.
I quite like feral cactus.
But getting that explosive device that you are holding from the mage hand, Phelan, make an investigation check. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Get him.
Oh, I rolled a good one. Oh my gosh. 19 plus 5 for 24.
Hey.
Nice.
So looking at this mechanical explosive, kind of using your mage hand just to kind of like look at it and kind of get a closer look at it. You see that this acorn-sized sphere of brass. It contains a small amount of blasting powder and a clockwork trigger. The explosive seed, as it's called, can be thrown up to 30 feet as an action, detonating on impact. Each creature within 5 feet of the exploding seed must make a DC dexterity saving throw, DC 10, or take 1d8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or take half on successful one.
Oh,
Cool.
wowza. That's
Have a
wild.
little bomb there.
Grenade!
Okay, very, very nice. I'm gonna pocket that and put it in for later. We have now one of their weapons, so at least we know what's happening, and we know what more they're doing with that blasting powder.
We also have a way to discover their base of operations.
Exactly. Yes.
Kobold's just standing there with his feet dangling above the ground. Can you at least put me down? You can keep the thing on my face. I promise I won't go anywhere.
I trust him. By the way, I don't. You two are inside, but this is our friend Speck now. Speck is only a few days old. Maybe the rest of his life is going to be much more low key, and it's going to be quiet and fun after he leaves us. Yes.
Now, did that check? Because I'm looking at the Roll20. Did that check that we did open up the 3 rooms I see there? The 2 rooms.
Yeah,
in the closet?
the check was generally for the whole house.
Place. Okay.
Which I'll just open it up here. So you're able to check the bedroom and the study here. But that was all that you could find.
Assuming you all would have showed us the letter, correct? That you all found.
That's up to them.
Would you all have? You said
with a higher roll, I'd probably say that it was Jules that found it.
Okay. Yes, there was also, along with the mud on the boots, there was also this letter that was in a pile of spare parchments, which seems to be somewhat important currently. And I'll just give it to whoever's closest.
Can I take a look? And I'll grab it. The last letter that we got, I tried to spend some time with it to see if if I could get a glimpse of the handwriting and try and memorize it. So I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if this is the same handwriting on both letters.
It isn't common, correct?
The letter is in common, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes. And the other, the same writing. Just check. It's a bit, it's pretty burned, so it's kind of hard to tell, but roll an investigation for me.
Sounds good. Nah, they too burnt. That's a 3 + 5 for an 8.
3 + 5 for an 8. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Again, the piece of parchment is pretty fried, so it's kind of hard to give a good judgment on it. You could maybe, I don't know. It's a tough call. You don't want to, say I think it's the same person, but then be wrong later on. So right now it's in your head. It's a possibility, but you're not 100% sure yet.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we have some correspondence at least. That is very good. Thank you very much, Jules. I appreciate it.
So we've just come out, correct? Yeah, and Jules has just handed off the letter. The voice that we heard through the door, they said it was one of the kobolds. Were they faking a voice, or were they just using their own voice?
Are you asking the kobold guy, or?
Yes.
Yeah. So the kobold just yeah, sorry, that was just an impression. It's not even a very good one, really. I don't think she even really sounds anything like that.
And Nebula is going to change his vocal cords to mimic, I believe it's Skin?
Yeah, the Goliath.
Because we heard them yell, no no survivors. And that is exactly what Nebula will say. No survivors.
Oh, you're really good at that, aren't you?
Who am I to you?
You're a scary Goliath who tells me what to do.
That
Am I master?
Do you want to be?
Spec buddy.
Yes, the
Does
king cold.
anyone else tell you what to do besides me?
She tells us what to do, and she gets plans from the master.
And he'll go back to normal and to the group say, so there's someone else. Noted.
The Platicans. Okay, well, friends then.
Can you take this thing off my eyes, or is this just how this is now?
Nebula, I think we can trust him at least and not have both of his eyes, or have his eyes covered up. I don't know. I think our friend Spec here. Wait, here, just a moment. And I'm going to go up to Spec, and I will run my hand over his head as I cast Minor Illusion, and have just little shimmers of gold and bright lights cover his head for a moment before they disappear. I'm going to tell him, you see, now I have a tracking spell on you, so you're not going to be able to leave us anyways. I think we'll be able to at least not have the thing on your eyes, right? Right, yes.
that would be unwise.
And
Is there a DC intelligence for that?
There is not, I don't believe. Let me...
Do you
that's
want
just
to
like
have
a
one?
free-
That's major damage. I was going to roll it.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, the DC is investigation against my spell save, which is a 13.
Well, I got a nat 1. So...
he's terrified.
Dumb as shit.
Same.
So I think
So you do that flashing lights, and like, I have a tracking spell on you. So there's no way, no one's like, oh God, no, I wouldn't dream of it. You guys are just insane.
Exactly. I think Nebula, we can at least give him some comfort in his eyes, you know?
And I realize Nebula needs to Nebula looks at the Vox Seeker and says, Seeker, become a backpack for him. And I want it to crawl onto his back and grip as like a backpack would, as opposed to being on his face.
Backpack.
Oh God. And he's trying to like squiggle. Or did Galahad, did you put him down, or are you still holding him up?
I'm still holding him.
Yeah, still holding him. So he's like, oh God. Oh. He's just like squiggling as this thing just crawls all over him. And
I haven't been told to put him down yet, so I'm just holding him.
Nebula onto his back.
Nebula steps up and says, 2 legs in your collarbones, 2 legs underneath your armpits, which I assume, based on your makeup, should be where your lungs are, and 2 just below the ribs. Now, considering the tensile strength of this, if it was to dig in any of those points, which one do you think would be the slowest death?
It would tickle you considerably.
Go ahead, yes.
Before death.
I think we're good, right? Yes.
It's rhetorical. Spec?
So you don't have to answer that. This is a new word for you, right? 2 days old. Now you know what rhetorical means. Wonderful.
Yeah.
If anything doesn't go our way, if you deviate from the plan, you can already tell we'll find you. But I want you to know you will also suffer.
Okay.
Excellent. So, best friend, what do you have for us?
Just follow me.
Sounds amazing. Yes.
Oh God.
Follow you.
Just gonna just slightly, just very like unless you put him down, Galahad.
Am I putting him down, guys?
I think you can put him down now, friend. You can lead us off into our merry way.
Fine.
I
Zara-
release the kobold.
Zara's behind you. Is like, it's not the first thing I would have done, but hey, good job all around. As you put the kobold down, just kind of just tries to get past you all as you're towering over him. Just, oh God.
Hold
It's
on.
just like, yeah.
It's great because we're all so tall.
Except for
Stay
Jules.
there.
Jules is like 5'3", and everybody is so much taller than her.
Nebula tells Spec, stay there for a moment. And now that Spec is sort of out of earshot by just like a few feet, just he turns around and like looks at Margot. How are you?
This is one of those situations where she knows she could definitely be in better condition, but doesn't know how to say she needs help. Bless you, Ollie. Yeah.
I was muted for that, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I thought I muted.
I just saw you on the screen.
Sorry,
I
it was
like,
really easy to see from the massive dab that just happened.
No, okay, so Margot, like, still bleeding, but breathing a little bit easier. She goes, that could have been a bit less embarrassing. It appears that my impulsive choice may have led to a deeper cut than I assumed a simple kobold could give.
In the future, I recommend standing behind me.
She's gonna tap his shoulder again and just say like, yes.
And he's going to say to Galahad, basically he's doing a check-in. Yeah, and how are you, Mr. Power Down right before the moment of truth?
I have no idea what you're referring to.
It's those updates. They cleared his browser history.
If we're about to head into battle, should we rest a moment?
I do have a suggestion. We could potentially leave our new kobold friend in one of the newly available prison cells and then recuperate at the tavern.
I am perfectly fine to continue.
And the kobold will kind of speak up, be like, well, you know, if you hurry, you might be able to catch them a little bit off guard. I mean, you don't have to take me to prison, but it seems like this is kind of a time-sensitive thing. I just, maybe.
For once, I agree with the small, scaly lizard. I think that time is of the essence, considering individuals such as Washburn are on the same case, and probably have a head start due to the information that he has kept from us.
I also think our friend Spec here doesn't need to, go to jail. He can, if we wanted to rest or anything, he can sleep with me on my bunk beds. I have an extra bed for you, Spec. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Spec's like, the fuck? Yeah, but I agree with Jules, though. I think we should get going.
To the group, I say, onward.
Tally ho!
Let's continue onward.
And as you guys are kind of sort of gathering up to gather Spec, he's like, guys, I sorry. I know, if I go anywhere near town, I'm gonna get killed. So, I will take you to the place you want to go. I can take you up to the falls. Right now, it's not that far, and I don't, have to die or be blown into smudge or anything like that.
That is yet to be seen based on how you act.
I'll act however you want me to act. You want to do cartwheels? I can do cartwheels. Is that entertaining for you?
Yes, please. Can you do cartwheels, please? Just one cartwheel.
He goes over to do a cartwheel and goes, like a Chris Farley cartwheel. Like it's not like very acrobatic. It's just kind of like half his legs kind of go up and then over and he falls over.
Very impressive. But time is of the essence, so maybe we should move out.
Yes. Do we? I say we go to the falls. Yeah, we don't need to go to town.
I don't see any reason why, unless any of you would like to speak up.
I'm a little worse for wear, but I suppose if I could have help, I can continue on.
I'll pull out my healing potion. This can help if you want.
Margot just like reaches over and grabs it out of his bugbear hand and just a single nod and then just like flicks the cork out. And then
I think that translates to thank you in Margot.
Galahad, your knowledge astounds me. Thank you.
It astounds me too.
Margot's just gonna slam that thing right then and there. Shot, everybody.
There you go.
Galahad 5, that statement that you just made was insinuating that Margot was speaking another language. I'm not sure what you meant by this. She's been speaking in Common or Draconic this entire time. What do you mean?
System error.
Translation not found. Error.
Nebula's gonna pull out his potion of healing as well
So cool.
and drink that. Because he took some beefy hits there. And,
Honestly, I was so worried about Nebula being taken out. I was like, I don't know what cares to Margot. Get him out of here.
Huge.
I'm also gonna take out a ration.
Nice
But just
for
take
Max.
part of a ration and give it to Spec.
Mhm.
Like, hey friend, this is a snack for the way.
I can just, you're just gonna kill me, is it?
Nope. No murder today. Not for you, at least.
Just viciously tears apart whatever it is you gave him.
Must protect Spec.
Aelin, your potion healed me to max hit points. Thank you.
Nice.
Glad. Perfect.
All right. So we got some healing going on. Potion. It's about like 3 in the afternoon or so. So as you kind of look up to where you are, you're kind of in that northern part of the city. You can kind of start to see as you look up towards sort of the upper part of Hupperduke that the ridge of the mountainside and the forest kind of starts to take shape over that way. So Spec's just there eating his ration, and just kind of after he eats, he's like, "Oh, whenever you are," and he every so often just kind of looks to his back where the mechanical backpack is, and every so often the legs just kind of like just like cinch in a little bit more.
I personally feel very bad about our Kobold and Warforged abuse throughout this campaign so far.
That's why I've been trying to make him feel better. And what do you mean?
I am sorry, I have a character to play.
Yep. So yeah, Nebula points on.
Onward to adventure.
Okay, thanks, Doctor. And then just kind of waddles on into up to the ridge region, and as he kind of takes you out of the outer stretches of the city, and you leave the smoky atmosphere of Hupperduke, and for cleaner mountain air as you begin your hike up the treacherous heights of the Serpiquil Ridge. It's a steep climb. It grows more and more precarious as you go, with the pathways becoming thin and hard to traverse among the cliffside trees and gray rock of the mountainside. You keep the silver line of the tumbling waterfall always in your sights is just kind of like at the sort of near the top of the mountain ridge, as your guide sort of takes you towards your hopeful destination. But you're going through this sort of hike, and you didn't really have like you've never done this hike before. You didn't really have any knowledge of like what it would be like, but it's like way tougher than you thought, way more arduous. But like Gollum in the ring, like he's just, traversing through all these things, taking you there. You guys kind of slip and fall a couple times, but the path just kind of gets more and more inverted for a while. And sun starts to go down, and it's been like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Like it's getting dusk, and he's kind of taking you along. He's kind of said like, it's a quick trip, but like clearly.
You had best be leading us in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't worry. I think it takes a little while. This hike is really hard. Like, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best.
May I roll an insight check?
Sure thing.
Spec, do you even know how to get to anywhere else?
That's
I
a
feel like you
nat
made
20.
this trip, like, oh my god.
Oh.
You on X Games mode.
Plus 2, so 22.
Damn.
Is he lying to me? Because I will kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Cactus, obliterate.
Destroyed.
You kind of like look at him as you kind of walk up to him. He's just like, it takes a long while. And you just kind of go up to him, kind of give him that look. And you're kind of like at sort of same height as him. So you're able to like really look him dead in the eye at this point. And again, that spectral sort of green mist coming out of the corner of your eyes. And he kind of looks at you and you're kind of looking up and down. He's not the smartest guy. The idea of him trying to lead you some nefarious trail, you kind of looking at him, you kind of been able to tell like the metal backpack on him is a lot of weight and is just kind of like slowed down his pace a bit, but he is leading you up the trail that he knows.
Okay. Good to know.
While we're on this, at some point after Nebula sort of calmed down from getting ambushed,
Do you need a hug?
On this walk, he what is our order of like, because now we know Jules is up at least very near the front to talk to.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is our walking order, everybody?
Margot's staying behind Galahad, like Galahad said.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Spec, so I'm gonna stand up with
You're
the
at the front. So wherever Nebula was, like maybe middle or something, would have transitioned towards the back of the party slowly at some point to like come up side to side with Margot and just. Thanks for that. Back there.
Margot's gonna look over at him, just like, not really even just like turning her head, just like shifting her eyes to the corner. Going, you were about to die by kobolds. I can't imagine any of us would have enjoyed that sight.
It still doesn't rule you out as the reason I'm here, but I'm not always sent somewhere because I need to defeat someone. Sometimes I'm sent places because I need to assist or uncover the truth.
What truth are you looking for?
I never know till I know.
Just as a word to the wise, truth and what's right vary from person to person. And Margot just kind of stops and like slowly picks up the pace.
You guys kind of carry on. Oh,
yeah. And Nebula would have just kind of kept his pace, but that would allow Margot's to like pull ahead.
Okay. So as you guys kind of going up this very arduous path up the ridge, up this mountainside, You're climbing up. You see the falls getting closer and closer into view, and it's kind of like a winding path. Again, it's hard, but you're keeping your eye on the waterfall because the one thing that you can kind of clearly see through the forest this whole time. So it is coming closer and closer into view. So you are, if he is telling, again, you kind of sussed him out, like, are we going where you say we're going? He's like, I'm trying my best to get you there. This thing is heavy. And he says it doesn't silver the falls here. So the falls are getting closer and closer, but it's taking a long time. And as you guys have kind of stopped to have that conversation, you're just about going to the falls. You're getting just about there. And as this happens, night starts to take over. And you guys are kind of walking forward. And then you hear a strange sound.
Why do I hear boss music?
From behind you, you just hear it. And the kobold kind of turns around hearing it and has this really shocked look as all of you are looking forward, kind of stopping as he stops. Does he normally do that? And you look behind you, and Zara starts to contort and shake. The moonlight starts to come up from above the forest ridge. Takes his forearm guard off, flies it off, and the bite mark that was on them is just pulsating with red and black veins all up into his arms. His armor starts to, as his clothes rip from his body, his fur starts coming off through his skin follicles, his nose becomes long, ears comes out of his head, hind legs grow bigger, his body frame grows 3 times larger, a tail comes out of his backside. And that's where we're gonna end the session. So,
God!
Washburn!
Okay, guys. Thank you all so much for watching our session 3 of the Fey Lie. Thank you all who put in the chat there for the subscriber gifts. Really appreciate it. Up next are a couple streams. This Saturday, we're having another insight check with the creators. So keep on the social medias to see what guests we will have. But other than that, come back next Monday, which we will have session 2 of Beyond the Realms. And then you can catch session 4 of the Fey Lie, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, bi-weekly schedule. So thank you guys all so much. As always, keep on track to @Dicecream Sandwich for hilarious clips from this campaign and many others. Please
also, shout out to Motor Ninja for making the sick memes.
Yes, thank you to Motor Ninja for making the hilarious memes, which I'm hoping that there's some good ones in the Discord server.
Very
much joy.
But thank you guys all so much for all your support. We really appreciate it. Please follow all these amazing people with all the awesome stuff they have going on. Does anyone have any projects they want to plug at this moment? Nah?
Nothing coming up.
It's a slow October.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you guys again so very much. Again, follow @Dicecream Sandwich, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You know the drill. And keep up to all the up-to-dates and cool stuff we have coming on this channel. So thanks again, guys. See you next time. Roll nat 20s. Be safe. Wash your hands. Bye.
Curse you, Washburn, and your salt and pepper beard! God.
Washburn.